Greetings, NCOPE residency directors, mentors, residents, and/or O&P educators. All of you can access your newly minted account within NCOPE to take advantage of the database. Without further ado, visit ncope.org. Scroll down to the bottom and click Login. This should look familiar as you used a similar workflow to create your brand new account. What we're going to do now is sign in using our username and password that we identified earlier. You can choose to remember me or not. Either is acceptable. But once you click Login, you'll be taken to a dashboard. If you're a residency director or mentor, it'll say O&P Director/Mentor Dashboard. It will be similarly titled if you're an educator or a resident. Let's take a brief moment now and walk through how the database works. Choose Education Resources Database. The title may be slightly different depending on your user type. That is A-OK. What you're going to see is the resources are grouped by type, in this case videos, and whether they are prosthetic, orthotic, or both. Sometimes it's even not applicable in nature. Let's say, just by browsing, you've already found the resource you want to take a look at. For example, chiseling out test socket. Let's go ahead and click Expand the Record, which is done by selecting these two small arrows. It will identify the title, as well as the resource type, and who the potential audience might be. But more importantly, you want to get to that resource. And that will be in the form of hyperlinks the vast majority of the time. Let's go ahead and select this video, and you'll see that it opens up the video in a new tab for you to watch. Now, what if you wanted to do a little bit more explicit search? Because if we scroll to the bottom, you'll see there's 44 records. There's an awful lot of stuff in here. I want to see something specific to AFOs. You can click the search button here, type in AFO, and it'll show you that there's 7 records, and it will automatically highlight the records as well. If you actually click the little arrows here, it will advance through and show you all of the records that contain that search term AFO, for example. You also have the ability to filter the records to an even greater extent. Let's say that you're a orthotic resident, and you're not necessarily looking for anything that's a resource tied to prosthetic management at the moment. That's easy too. Click Filter, add a filter, and we're going to say where PX/OX has any of, and you can search for just orthotic. And you'll notice now, once we click our filter button again, we're down to 19 records, and it's only showing you the records that have been identified as orthotic or in combination orthotic and prosthetic. So now we have the ability to filter, and this can be done across any of the fields. To clear your filters, you could always go back, click the X, and now you'll see that we're back at our original 44 records. Let's do one more thing really quick. We want to return back to our dashboard, and the easiest way to do that is to either click your back button a few times, or if you go to your menu, you go, ooh, there's a new option, My NCOPE. And I'm going to go back to my dashboard view. You have the ability to also upload information directly into that database. That's right, you can actually benefit your fellow residents, students, educators, etc. Click on the form here, and to contribute a piece of information that you'd like to share, it's pretty easy. One, make sure that you actually have permission to share the information that is available. You can share it by providing a link to it, or you can also upload file attachments up to 10 megabytes in size. Let's just do a quick demonstration. We're going to say that we'd like to upload KAFO thermoforming. And let's imagine that it's a video. And we'll choose our audience type, and that's going to be useful for our technical students but also our assistant students and our O&P students, and heck, even a resident might benefit from that. Now we can look at our practice area. The practice area is defined by the ABC practice framework. We're talking about thermoforming, so we're not assessing a patient, we're not coming up with a treatment plan. We already have one if we're pulling plastic. That's implementation, because that's part of fabrication. Cool. Body segment, it's definitely the lower limb. Age group, well, CAFOs are for anybody, so I'm going to leave that blank. And as a matter of fact, you'll notice that almost all the fields are blank, except for the title. So if you're not sure, you're welcome to leave the fields blank. Credit? Well, this video was actually provided by the Joliet Junior College. And let's go ahead and enter the link to it. linktovideo.com. Make sure you post in the real link to the video. This is just an example. Remember, you also can do attachments as well. So if you wanted to support and give a handout, you can click Attach File and drag and drop additional files to the database as well. But there's no need. We have a great video here. The other thing that we actually want to do is just put in some notes if necessary, if there's any relevant info. So we can say, this video demonstrates a 2-part pull, distal and proximal with overlap. And then to share it, just hit your submit button. And if you want to submit another one, it's easy. Just hit the submit another response button and the form will reload automatically for you. But you can contribute to this database as well as take advantage of the resources that have been shared using the database. We sincerely hope that this is a helpful resource for all parties. Thank you for getting your account set up, and thank you for contributing to the database if you're a contributor, or simply taking advantage of those resources. We very much hope you found them quite helpful.